8:30 a.m. this Sunday morning, August 24th, 2025. Well, got us a very decent morning, possibly a decent day for some sky observations. Hard to tell. Morning, my lady. Yep, we got these guys ready for breakfast. Look at this. And as far as the previous recording, or recordings, a 47 long minute video from yesterday. Well, I actually had to edit twice. Little girl right between my legs here. There we go. Morning, guys. Morning. Um, yeah. Anyway, we're supposed to be high of 70 degrees today. And I got my work cut out for me. Got the cats up here. Some of them. Let's be cool this morning, Wolf. He's already starting up his nonsense. You can hear him growling. Are you disgruntled this morning? Huh? Huh? Are you disgruntled? Well, what you think? Huh? What you think? Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get this going, and I'll resume momentarily. Oh, real quick, getting back to yesterday's compilation of recordings, I actually had to edit twice because I forgot to include a clip. Yeah, not a great day's worth of recordings, but you know, it is what it is, and now we got the objects that have returned, so I will be focusing my attention on those once again this year, especially since how they have arrived in the same positioning and the location of the sky as what I have recorded throughout the last couple of years now. Yes, very interesting. Even though it did not come out all that clear last night, you know, I once again, if you've been following along, I accurately predicted that they would be reappearing, and sure enough, they have done just that. And isn't it quite ironic, if not even synchronistic, as to receiving the new memory cards just before those made their appearance, in which I was able to somewhat record. Once again, not all that great, but we'll get there. Yes, girl, I know. Okay, you're not starving to death. Oh yeah, and they're slowly starting to gather, and I better go ahead and get this done. So uh, there's a low level of friction. We'll continue. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys something here. This is one that I've called Sylvia for quite some time. I've never gotten close to her, and surprisingly, yeah, what a nice cat. Yes, you are, pup. Okay, you want some goodies? Okay, all right. The feeding has commenced. Poor old Tiny. He's got some very dry skin. I've been wanting to treat him with some oil, but every time I come up here, I keep forgetting to bring some up. A couple of these black cats, they look like they've got mange, but that's not the case. They just, uh, there's certain cats that they end up experiencing bouts of very dry skin, very itchy. And he is a very nervous cat. lot of anxiety. Now, I would give reasons as to why, but I'll just leave that. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a quick sky observation. I'm headed in. I'm not going to, I know if I was to wait out here a little bit longer, you know, the blue jays, they're slowly moving in. Rusty might be moving in. Okay, yeah, already. There we go. We've got blue jay up in here that's getting ready to move into the stash spot on this tree right down here. Which I don't have a whole lot in there, but yeah, I got more pancakes that I'll be cooking more than likely today. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a sky observation. And now I have not watched the forecast for today pertaining to our weather. And we got us butterfly way up high. Yeah, they're still out and about quite heavily. Butterflies, that is, and moths. But anyways, as we kind of look around, the reason why I said that I don't know what our weather is to hold today, well, look at this back in here. Wow. Quite a stark difference between our western horizon and that off to the east. Yeah, not much to be seen. There are aircraft that are looming overhead. They keep passing over. Yeah, maybe I'll capture activity later on today, who knows. You gonna come up to me? Well, how about that? Now, I think others, yeah, wow, this is the first time here, okay? You're witnessing a first with this cat, and I do believe that one of the local kids around here has made claims to this cat, and I believe that he calls her Boots. At least I think it's a female. And yeah, we've got, huh, well, I just had a piece of bread that popped down. She's seen it. Now she's jumping on it. Yeah, my limb here is not, well, most all the little stick points to this limb and to this little dead branch here that I have been adding these cakes to. Well, all the nubs, the sharp points, have been whittled right down or broken right off, whether it's from the blue jays or possibly somebody that came out here and literally, you know, snapped this stuff off. Okay, sky observation time again. There we go. And I'm thinking that's the same plane that we had buzzing around all day yesterday. It sounds quite similar. And you have to understand that I am a past machinist and mechanic, and so listening to machinery, the sounds of engines and motors, I can differentiate those sounds and apply them quite adequately. Of course, over a period of time. Once I, you know, accustom myself to the sounds of certain aircrafts. What are you doing, my lady? Huh? You following me right out here? Huh? Yeah. Alright, let's go back in. Let's go back to the woods. Alright? Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on. You coming? Huh? Oh, we got a couple down here. I just now seen this screamer and Greystoke. Why they've been hanging out in the lawn so much here lately, I can only speculate at this time. I try to keep them in the woods, just so, you know, there's not a lot of issues that take place. Let's go ahead and wander back in. Yeah, when Wolf is about, well, everybody scatters. I'm talking everybody. Yeah. Oh, I can hear somebody in the complex whining about something. Well, he's gonna start up his antics. Wolf, hey, why don't you be cool, alright? I can hear Rusty up here someplace. He just started chattering. Well, maybe I'll go ahead and, oh, there he is. Yeah, there he is way back here. Well, Wolf, dang dude. Yeah, when he gets like this, that's when I kindly ask him to leave. And which I think I'm going to go ahead and do right now. Right, Wolf? You gonna leave? Yep. All this food out here, and he's, oh, now he's gonna tend to his constitutional business, which I won't record. Take off, hoser. Yeah, you did that just to spite me. And if I turn around and start walking back up, well, I don't know, he might continue on his way. Good. Alright, I'm hearing jet aircraft looming overhead, flying overhead, whatever. Pretty much dead out here. So I guess I will go ahead and head inside and carry on with this day. And we'll be back at some given point in time. We'll see what I might have to offer in a sharing perspective. We'll go from there. Take care. 10:10 a.m. Yeah, let's go ahead and wander out here and see if there's anything to be seen, shall we? Yeah, once again, our skies look quite a lot different than in my previous recording. And this is slowly coming over this portion of the rooftop here. And what I am going to do, just for the fun of it, is we are going to zoom in, dim down the lighting, and we are going to take a couple of paces back here. Just wanting to see if we have, okay, so we have the double lens flare, and I'm thinking that I'm somewhat seeing a bump at the 11 o'clock position. Yeah, I believe so. Got a decent wind out here today. So we've got some decent movement to these structures. So things will, at this given point in time, should evolve rather quickly. Okay, we're going to go ahead and end it right there. And just real quick at 10:40 a.m., you know, I just cannot believe how fast these guys are draining this. I haven't been monitoring the actions that's taking place surrounding this feeder in regards to the visitations by the hummingbirds, but these bees are here just non-stop. And so I think they are the greatest influence to the draining of this. Wow. Okay, I think, yeah, okay. I've been standing here for quite a few minutes waiting for the hummingbird to come up. That was, I believe, female. I don't think she's still, no, she took off. But yeah, like I said, I've been standing here for quite a few minutes. The time is actually 10:50 a.m. So yeah, approximately 10 minutes that I was standing here just waiting for at least one hummingbird to come up, and she did not stick around once again because so many bees. And I've been sitting here watching bubbles coming up because the bubbles coming up and the level dropping because they drink so much. Unbelievable. Well, I guess that's where we'll end it. What's the matter, girl? Well, current time is 2 p.m. this Sunday afternoon, August 24th, 2025. I got quite bored inside today. In fact, I just got up from resting my eyes for a short period of time. Of course, this guy doesn't sleep during the day. What's the matter, girl? Huh? Huh? What? Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm actually wearing jeans out here. The wind's got quite a A little bit of a chilliness factor to it. What is up, huh? Huh? Well, maybe you're wanting some food. I think this is the only bit that's left here on the ground that's out here. Yeah, all right. But I came out here just to hang out for a while, see what was kicking, get some fresh air, if you will. This is not a sky observation day. We got a lot of the big puppies and fluffies moving overhead, and with this wind, yeah, just not that type of an observation day. And furthermore, it doesn't seem like there's too much kicking out here in the woods today either. Very cool day. In fact, I think it was much warmer this morning when I first came out here. And of course, we have the motocross track. Uh, I hear something peeping up in there. But anyways, yeah, that's going on hard and heavy down the road. Actually, quite a ways away, but very audible. And I don't know whether that's having any type of influence on the uploading process, but it is taking forever for yesterday's afternoon and evening recordings or video to post. I've been working on this all day so far, and there's times to where it is uploading, and then all of a sudden the process stops. It seems like it just kind of pauses right out without pausing, because typically if there's a pause in the network or whatever, I get a little bit of a notification on that. But that's not the case. It's just taking forever. So I'm playing the game, and meantime, yeah, I'm doing a couple of recordings here and there, and I think that is where this recording is going to end, is there, as we are going to conclude it right here. Well, current time is 2:15 p.m. I went ahead and went on up and got a little bit of dry cat food. We've got squirrels out here. They're quiet at the moment. No blue jays are present. I'm not hearing any birds. I mean, this is a very dead Sunday. 2:20 p.m. I thought to change my location from the log back over to my typical squatted, like an indigenous person, in my usual location here. Not only that, I'm getting well, when the clouds allow it to, I get a little bit of the sunshine that comes down on me. I think it's this sudden drop in temperature that we've experienced within the last 2 days that has greatly affected the activity out here. I mean, like I said, this is almost like a day that you just want to sleep away. And I think a good majority of the wildlife out here is doing just that. I am now hearing a blue jay off in the distance. But typically, any time that I come out here, there's scurrying going on about the branches and the limbs and the trees and the treetops. I mean, you can hear the squirrels and raccoons, especially when they traverse up and down the trunks of the trees. And nope, none of that. But apparently this is the time for vehicular activity to really ramp up, because that's just all of a sudden what I'm hearing. And we'll end it right there, or pause it. And yes, just like a little kid on Christmas morning, I got a little overzealous and ambitious to record more. And well, this is what it is. Oh, hey, hi, where you at? Oh yeah, cussing me out because I don't have any cakes out here. But maybe they will suffice and make do with some of the cat food that's down here. I do have some over down here. Come on down. And yeah, I've kind of lost a little bit of connection with the birds and squirrels, I believe. I don't know if it's because I just haven't been talking to them as much, or what. Well, come on down. Let me see which one you are. And now I can hear a squirrel off in the background. So, maybe nap time is over. Yeah, all of a sudden, I'm making an out loud notation of the lack of activity, and now all of a sudden it starts to spark off. Hey, that's cool. Once again, that's coming through. Okay, well, I guess if it really starts to ramp up, I'll continue on, but I'm going to pause it at this point. Keeping my fingers crossed. I hope this is not one of those too little too late scenarios. But after all, it is better to be late than never ever. Or whatever. But a special shout out of thanks to David for alerting me of not being able to locate a specific video in which I had made mention of in a previous recording or video while I was downtown, and that was that of Redacted and what I thought was an episode done by Redacted over AT&T, and that was a big flub up right there on my behalf, and I apologize for any confusions. I have remedied that situation by including a link to the proper channel in which the topic was over AT&T. And once again, I don't like making mistakes, and I am very glad that I was called out on it, or that it was brought up and brought to my attention, because I like things to be proper. Maybe not right or absolutely correct, but mistakes do happen, and I like to correct or remedy those mistakes as soon as possible. The shout out is a little bit late, but there's been an awful lot that's happened in between and then and now. So thank you, David, if you're watching. Once again, I highly appreciate that you brought that matter to my attention. I have to say, it really feels like it wants to. It's cool out here, but the way that this wind is behaving, it really feels like stormy weather is brewing or something. And again, I have not watched anything pertaining to today's weather or any other forecasted models for this day or the days ahead. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear, going old school. And while I'm thinking of it, pertaining to any sky observations for the remainder of this day or into tonight, if any, it might be, that of a pretty sunset or, something like that. But unless conditions should change, and you can see that it's gotten quite milky looking up here. And that's why I say it also has that feel of rain. But yeah, I don't know if we'll have any clearing to where objects are visible or not. It's a gamble right now. But you can see there's no so-called sunshine. Yeah, getting very blustery. And these are more, from what I am observing, these are ground level winds and not so much like that as to treetop level. Because the upper trees are not really swaying to and fro. Well, now they are. Okay, now here comes the lower ground level wind. Something I don't typically talk about is wind and wind patterns, and no, people don't like it when I try to talk about those invisible or transparent types of things. Oh, and another strange observation is just, moments back where I was speaking on how dead it was out here, and then all of a sudden, a little bit of chatter started popping off. I stopped talking, and so did they. And then now this wind is picking up, but I'm starting to see some blueness coming about. This might not be picking it up, but so we should have a little bit of this greater light coming through now. Now on a day like today, that's actually a blessing in disguise. Like I said, it's a little chilly out here. And once again, other than off in the distance here, that's the only cat that I'm seeing out here right now. Yeah, right there. And there must have been a squirrel up there or something. Come on, focus. Either that or, oh, I don't know. Oh, actually I had a mosquito on my arm trying to bite me. Well, okay, now we got Greystoke that's, she's come right up. Gonna do some crunching and munching. And when you hear me say that, that's in regard to a collection of books that I have from the childhood years Actually, I was a teenager. Yeah, and I asked, it's fantasy style reading material, fun stuff. Yeah, it's still up there. Oh, there it is. What are you doing? Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, just another side note observation. Look at all these berries. I mean, and you ought to see them out in the lawn. They are literally everywhere. This has been a year for berries. Let me tell you what. What is that? I don't know if the audio's picking that up or not. And she just wandered up and decided to plop a squat next to me. 2:45 p.m. I just looked at the process of where yesterday's 47-minute long video is within its uploading, and not even halfway there. Yeah, fun. But a lot of that could be because I am multitasking, and as I've stated before, much different than in times past, to where I could do a lot of so-called tasks at one time, especially on this platform, and that is no longer the case. And connections have been pathetic. I just realized the other day that we have a new 5G central tower, cell tower, if you will, within close proximity here. We were already within a ring with a main tower down a few miles down the road along US Highway 131, that being the center point tower, and then there's 4 towers that encircle that one, and now we have yet another new one. And I don't know if that is causing some complications of late. It's very difficult, but once again, you go over to Reddit and there's discussions over the same things that I've been bringing to the table pertaining to these interruptions of connections. Yeah, I was watching you, huh? 2:55. Wolf has now wandered up. Really? Where you where you at? Very upset. Very upset with me because I am sitting down here, there's nothing out, and he's screaming at me. Is that you, Jayhawk? Oh, there you are. Yep. All right. Oh no, that's not Jayhawk. I don't think. Very upset. Very upset with me. I've only got but a handful of pancakes, pancake cubes left, and I have not done any cooking today. Great day for it, but it's just been a lazy day overall. Maybe I'll do a little bit later. So what'd you think, Wolf? Huh? Hey, are you ignoring me? Yeah, I think he's upset. Oh well. Well, I believe that is going to do it for the time being, as I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of this weather and, well, I want to say the stillness of of the hour, but that's an oxymoron statement with the wind and all. But I believe I'm going to go ahead and cook some pancakes. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, man, so many berries. Wow. And no, I'm not sure what they are, whether they're choke berries of some nature or what. Hey, buddy. Alright. Just thought I'd give you a little greetings. Keep the peace with you, right? We'll be back later. Glad the evening feeding to tend with. And who knows, maybe this might be a lead into a raccoon visitation. I don't know. Once again, I get on these binge recordings and it's hard telling what might occur or transpire. See, something's caught his attention. And I enjoy it when the raccoons come up like that. Quite rare. Alright. Yep. Oh, alright, yep. I'm taking off. I'm going inside. I know you'd like to hang out with me, huh? Right. But I'm going inside, do some cooking, make you some pancakes. Okay? Does that sound like a plan? Huh? Yeah. Alright, buddy. I'll see you later, okay? Maybe you guys will see me later too. Yeah, like I said, he wants some visitation time, but I'm going to let him down, unfortunately. Yeah. Alright, buddy, I'm going in. And I'll see you later. Maybe you'll see me later too. Thanks for watching. 5:20 p.m. The bees throughout today have literally drained this feeder almost to the point of being dry. I'm on my way out to the woods to tend to the critters out there, and apparently I will be making more nectar and refilling this later. Wow. And, well, just real quick, we'll step on out. This is how it's been all day. I'm not a cloud watcher, per se. Maybe we'll see some colors later. But until then, why don't you join me out in the woods? Alrighty, we are up here at the feeding grounds and we have the minions bed, or being fed. All the food has been put out, including freshly made pancakes. Stash spot in the crotch of the tree is loaded. Boy. Oh, wow, Greystoke. Once again, I named her after Tarzan because she would hang out in the trees, and wow, she just took off right up this tree. Holy Moses. What the heck? Is she after a squirrel, or? And she's even going higher. Wow. She's really out on a limb now. Look at these leaves. They look like they've been to church. Very holy. Yeah. I should have called her Sheena, Jungle Queen, or whatever, rather than after Tarzan, being the gender of male, which she's female. And of course, mother to little Snowball. But seriously. Okay. She's up there. That's ground level. We go up and then over. And, oh, where'd she go? She's still up there someplace. Oh, I think she's making her way down now. Yep. Yeah, here she comes. There. Well. Is she down? No, she's not down yet. What are you doing? Careful, you're almost there. Oh, silly girl. Yeah, I'm out here. Jeans, t-shirt, my Skechers slip-ons, and of course baseball cap. And I'm chilly. But you know what? Last few days have been really good days. Just overall pleasant in many different aspects. Well, at least now the Blue Jays can't cuss me out for a little bit. So yeah, doing this recording is hampering the processing of my video from yesterday. Been uploading all day long. At times it stops and then it resumes and stops and resumes. Well, it doesn't stop, but kind of pauses without pausing. And I know I've said this all before, but just kind of rehashing some things. Whether you want to take note of them or not, well, that's up to you. But going back to that compilation video of many recordings from yesterday, and that kind of strange rain shower that we had, and I got to make sure to add this into the description, as it might be overlooked if anybody really is paying attention to my content, that is, and how the sunlight and raindrops in combination, how that affects or affected the camera while recording, making it appear as though there was lightning kicking off because there was this sporadic flashing of lines across the screen, almost like a old-fashioned tube TV reception interference. And so I thought that was quite unusual, a first-time catch, I do believe, of something like that. And no, there was yeah, something else. Yeah, that window, cloud window. That was pretty crazy. Oh, and here we have our first feathered visitor. I don't know if we're focused in or not. Hey there, hi. And traveling on up. So that's good to. Hey, he's still up here, someplace. Yeah. Right up in here someplace. But it'd all be shadowed out anyways because facing the light. And yeah. And so keeping it separate, if that object or objects should appear tonight, I will be focusing my attention on that and doing what I can to capture that. And I know, once again, I'm rehashing statements I probably have already made, but it's been a long day. But strange enough, as you know, it seems as though this warm season of ours has gone by very quickly, but yet many of the days have seemed to literally just drag on, seemingly for hours. Just another side note observation. Yeah, I think Greystoke's a little upset with me. I just had to chase her out of the, she was attempting to climb up in the stash spot tree. And so I had to get up and make sure that she did not go up there. Kind of scolded her a little bit. So yeah, I think we are coming to the conclusion for this overall compilation of recordings from today. Basically, just me alone in the woods, alone with my thoughts. Eh, it's been good. I can't complain. But I think I shall head inside, call our nature recordings good for today, and prepare for possible recordings here in the next couple of hours. So on that note, thank you kindly for watching. Take care. Have a great one. 5:45 p.m. I just checked the progress of where my uploading process was or is, and it dropped down to 38% uploaded. And before I came out here, it was at 85% uploaded. This is getting really pathetic. I'm telling you what, people. I mean, very discouraging. And I guess somebody else wants to get in the mix of the talking. Oh, wow. Yeah, and we got a cat fight kicking off. I knew that was going to happen as soon as I seen Wolf come up. Oh, and, oh, hold on. Yeah, anyways, we had quite the low flyover, heavy rumbler, and I attempted to capture it within this recording, but it was not within sight. Possibly low enough that, or even, I don't know, maybe even high enough that, you know, one of those situations to where it already passed on by before the sound was even coming into hearing, if you will. But yeah, so now Wolf, he's scattered everyone off except for this black cat here, whichever one that is. And even Wolf himself is gone now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and flee the scene as well. Call it good. And once again, possibly recording later as the skies are ever changing and now becoming a bit more cloudless than what they have been today. So we shall see. Till then, thanks again. Once again, have a great one. Take care.